I got this question on YouTube and I want to take some time to address it. Someone said fiber was a bad thing since you can't digest it and it's not good for you and completely ruins your gut. So I want to make a whole video around it and just address it so that I can give you this information and it can set you up for success. And I used to think fiber was bad as well. So that's why I want to just bring y'all some information so you did not struggle with the same thing that I struggled with. What's up, y'all? So a question or comment that I got on YouTube, it was one of the shorts that I made about the meals that I will eat in a day, and someone just made the comment that they wouldn't want to eat one of my meals because it had a lot of sugar, and then also it was really high in fiber, and fiber is not a good thing because it is indigestible, I can't talk, and that's gonna ruin your gut. So I took some time and I had done some research on it already before, and I know the benefits of fiber, even though I didn't know it in the past. So I wanna take some time just to walk through some things really quick so that you all have this information and you can understand what you can do to set yourself up for success. So I actually have an article from Precision Nutrition. I will drop it in the notes below so you can go and look at it for yourself and read it if you would like, but it just walks through everything that fiber is. So let's start with what is fiber. Fiber, just going off the article here because I can't memorize all of this. So it is a dietary fiber, non-digestible polysaccharide. All that means, that fancy word, it just means it's a carbohydrate. It's a complex carb. So that's all it is. So it's definitely not a bad thing. And there's really two different types of fiber. You have soluble fibers and an insoluble fiber. So what soluble fibers are good for, they're fermentable and can lower our blood cholesterol, but that's also good for our gut health too. Then the insoluble fibers can help to bulk up stool volume and improve motility. And I'm pretty sure that means help you with going to the bathroom. So when it comes to that, with just fiber in general, what can you eat that really has fiber in it? So number one, eat more plants. So plant foods contain fiber. So that's whole grains, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. And this is just in general, plant-based diets tend to be higher in fiber, so that's a good thing. Then really when it comes to this, as far as why fiber is important, wanted to pull up some things just to read off to y'all. So, and this is the big one. So number one, it feeds gut microbiome. And fiber, what we have to understand, is a prebiotic, and inside of our gut you have probiotics, which is beneficial gut bacteria for our gut. So it's just that healthy bacteria that is a living organism. So that's the probiotics that can help us with the absorption of our food. And then also the prebiotic side, you can look at that as food to the probiotics. And the thing that you have to understand here, just with gut health in general, is like fiber can help out with our gut health, and we want it to, because with the gut health side of things, we have to think, well, that's in charge of breaking down and absorbing our food. Also, the gut plays a massive role in our immune system. A very large percentage of our immune system is inside of our gut, roughly about 70-ish%. And there's also a lot of different things that are made inside of our gut. Serotonin, it's a feel-good hormone. Roughly 90% is really made inside of our gut. Then dopamine, which just has to do with our reward system. Roughly about 50% of it is inside of our gut. And we just have to remember that if we don't have a healthy gut system, well, then that's going to lead to things like, well, serotonin production not being as great, potentially dopamine production not being as great, but then also what we're getting from our food, it might not be as great as well. And just from the immune system side of things, what you have to remember, and maybe you don't know this, but with our intestinal barrier on our gut, it's like that is kind of a first line of defense when it comes to our immune system. And if our gut gets inflamed, well, then a lot of times that can start to allow things to get into the bloodstream that really shouldn't, whether it's pathogens or just maybe not digested food particles or whatever it is. And this can start to cause a host of problems. So This is where fiber comes into play, because fiber can feed your beneficial gut bacteria, help promote an overall healthier gut, which can set you up for a lot of success when it comes to just your health, but also your results. But this is another thing why a lot of times people might struggle with their gut health and they don't even know. Kaya, my dog started barking. But the thing that a lot of people really, as to why they'll struggle with this, is because with just the fast food and things like that, it's not going to be higher in fiber and even higher in protein, or because if you got to think about it, going back to those foods I was talking about, just the fruits, the vegetables, nuts, seeds, you're not really going to get that at whole grains. You're not going to get that at fast food. Not to demonize fast food, because I still eat it from time to time because convenience, but this is where if you don't get a lot of fiber, well then you're not going to have just that signal to your body that you're full, everything's fine. And if we keep taking in foods that are lower in fiber, well then this could cause, some gut issues later on down the road. So fiber, it can also help to reduce inflammation in the gut by, here it says, binding to toxins and removing them from the body. This can help prevent conditions like IBS, so irritable bowel syndrome, and then Crohn's disease. So it can, to a degree, protect against colon cancer to a degree. So how this actually works, so fiber has been shown to reduce the risk of colon cancer. It does this by promoting the growth of healthy gut microbes, which produce substances that inhibit tumor growth. So with that piece, it's like, is it directly linked? No. Does it play a role in it? Yes. So that not as big of a thing, but can improve blood sugar control. And this is actually a really cool thing, because fiber does slow down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, which can help regulate blood sugar levels and potentially reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. Well, and the thing I'll have to say about this, because this is coming off of just Google in general, with the risk of type 2 diabetes, if you are just consuming or eating in a calorie surplus and eating a whole lot of food, well then that can set you up to start gaining weight, which can just put you in a position to have type 2 diabetes. So just have to remember that. I've already touched on this. Promotes a feeling of fullness. Fiber expands in the stomach, makes you feel fuller for longer. This can help reduce calorie intake and promote weight management, which is a true thing. So if you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to be hungry, and if you eat foods that are higher in fiber, well, that will help promote that feeling of fullness. So it will just cut down on the likelihood that you go and snack. So that's really just in conclusion there. Fiber is a good thing for us. We should really start to focus on it. So the main thing I would say is, you're really not going to be able to just swing one way and take in tons of fiber. So this is where just a couple things, I will lean on a supplement that we have at First Form. It's called multi-fiber, and for me, that helps just get me some more fiber intake, because I need to be better about taking in foods that are higher in fiber. So some things that you can do. Remember, nuts, those are really good. Vegetables, like for my lunch this week, I had some black beans. Black beans are high in fiber, and automatically when I would eat that paired with the chicken, the rice, the corn, then I just stayed full a whole lot longer, and I didn't get as hungry as fast, which is a good thing. So if you start to focus in on including some of those things, just pick one meal and maybe include like some black beans, or find a piece of fruit. So fruits like apples, those are really good. Apricots, those are really good. Looking at some other things for you. Oats will have some fiber in it as well. So those are just a few things. Lots of times if you get different breads, it can have some fiber in it, like I was showing this earlier, but this is some sourdough that I eat. And when it comes to this, So dietary fiber, it's like 3, so not a lot. So you really have to be pretty intentional about it to get your fiber in, but it can benefit you, and it isn't a negative thing by any means. It's just, we just have to dive in and learn more information about it. So hopefully this was helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That would mean the world to me. If I can help y'all with anything, please message me. I'm happy to do so. Other than that, have a great day, and we'll see you guys next time.